So that means if you hit this, you got about a month to get these off if you're trying to maximize your profit. All right, so in this video, I'm gonna tell you number one, why you should sell these Jordan 4 red cements if you are in this for the resale part of it, why you shouldn't panic if you didn't hit on this shock drop, and I'm gonna also give y'all historical data to prove why you need to sell them right now. All right, so first we're gonna start with the men pairs, and I just wanna kind of break down the stock to y'all to kind of prove to you if you wanted this shoe for personal, you're not quite out of luck just yet. There is 89,000 pairs of this shoe, and honestly, let me know in the comments if you hit, but I didn't see a lot of W's like that. What it looks like honestly is that it's only about maybe, I would say, 30 to 50,000 pairs that were released today. Now Nike has been consistent with their recent format as far as releasing sneakers. They're gonna do a shock drop, right? And then they're gonna backdoor and do EA, and then after EA they do the actual release. So if you missed on this sneaker, number one, you got a really good chance of copping in the future, especially if you know the methods to cop. But let's look at this shoe right now. I would say they're right at the 330 range as far as an average price. Of course, it's gonna vary by size, and notice that this is gonna correlate somewhat with these stock numbers, right? There's not a lot of size 17s or a lot of size 18s. You can see here that nobody really even hit those, and on these bigger sizes, the ones that they had fewer on, they're going for more. And if you ever wondered why that is, you got the answer right there. Simple supply and demand. Now, with that said, we don't know when the EA date is coming. We know that the release is gonna be on the 9th of September. So that means if you hit this, you got about a month to get these off if you're trying to maximize your profit, because I promise you, whenever EA comes, which is usually about 2 weeks before the sneaker drops, whenever EA comes, this shoe is gonna go down. So let's look at the chart right here, right? This is of course the backdoored uncirculated pairs, and then once we kind of got word that there's gonna be a shock drop, it started to kind of creep down, right? Because now common knowledge that a shock drop is coming, at least if you're in the know. I mean, all the people in my groups knew, and then boom, once we get here to closer to today, which is the shock drop day, kind of see down even further. So it's gonna do that again once that shock drop comes down. Now let's take a look at the sales real quick. This is actually moving like crazy. You see that these sizes are kind of moving. I mean, you could, if you wanted to sell here, I mean, you're looking at some fees on StockX. However, still gonna profit. eBay, you're gonna profit a little more, but you can also get a little more on eBay. Like here, when you look through the eBay sold listings, you kind of see, boom, there's people are selling their confirmed order, and it looks like it's honestly a bunch of undercutting going on eBay. The way this works pretty much is you get your order, you post your screenshot that you got it, and people will buy that order ultimately, which is buying the shoe, but it's with the understanding that they're gonna wait for you to get the shoe, and then you're gonna ship it to the authentication as soon as that happens. So typically, the faster you do this, the more profit you get. However, it's a lot of undercutting going on eBay, which honestly, if it's not local, which if you got local people, I'm gonna always suggest that you do local first. eBay is a close second of mine as far as favorite platforms to sell on, simply because the fees and just how organized the whole thing is, right? So for my people who are ready to hold, I think that the Jordan 4 red cement grade school is actually going to be a better hold, because the market is still fresh on them. There's not a lot of data on them right now because there were no grade school pairs just circulating like that. But you see here, people are paying for these grade school pairs. Now, I told you at the beginning of this video, I'm going to show you some data that supports my theory, right? I'm going to show you two shoes, right? I'm going to show you the cement navy 4s, and let's see how those have held up over time, right? So the initial release was on October 29th, and then once they released, they actually kind of dipped at first and then started riding back up, and honestly, they're sturdy right here, 20. Now, one thing we got to take into account is the Jordan 4 has kind of replaced the one as just the most popular sneaker, the silhouette that everybody is coveting, the one that everybody wants. So we got to take that into account. However, one thing I don't remember, just remind me about this in the comments if I'm wrong, but I don't recall there actually being like a shock drop for these, right? There might have been EA and then the actual release. From there, I don't recall there being a shock drop. So that is the one difference. Another shoe that I want to compare it to, and I think this shoe is going to have more of this trend, is the UNC toe. Now, the UNC toe, upon its release, it had a ton of hype. However, there's rumored to be so many pairs of these, right? And I see seen a lot of W's, but one thing I can say is I have not seen a lot of these out in the street. I have not seen these on people's feet. Let me know in the comments if you've been seeing people rock these. I think I seen one dude with these on his feet since they've been out. Came out on the 22nd of July. You had, of course, the pre-release pairs, and then boom, you had the first shock drop. So the shock drop happened somewhere in this time, and then boom, since the shock drop of that shoe, kind of seen a slow decline all the way up until boom, the release day. Now this dip right here, this is what you call the fear of missing out. Cop were like, oh man, I missed out. So the value kind of spiked a little bit, but ultimately it stayed right there at around the 230 range, and now it's kind of just creeping on down. And then this dip right here, theory is that this happens in sneaker reselling and just the sneaker culture, to where we kind of shift our attention to the next sneaker, right? So the last most popular one kind of loses its juice. The only shoes that didn't ever really happen to was like the lost and found and shoes like that, as far as like general releases. So your best time to make profit on this shoe with the retail of 180 was gonna be from here to here, right? And we're here. So if you got this shoe, you need to sell it before we get here. And if you looking to buy this shoe, even if you like, man, I want them before they come out, try to wait a week or maybe a week and a half, because I promise you it's just gonna continue to dip as we near the release date. But ultimately, man, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Man, we got Yeezy month. Let me know in the comment if y'all want some stuff on Yeezy month. And they say them playoff 8 supposed to be the next shock drop, so let me know if y'all want info on that. As always, man, if you want to catch me, always active in my Discord group, helping people, answering questions. So if you ever need help, man, don't hesitate to reach out to me in there. Rico gang, I love y'all. Let's get it.